What up, everybody? What up, everybody? What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of AC Reviews the World. I'm your host, AC the Engineer, and we are at episode 162. Let's go. Now, we did miss the show yesterday. I'm sorry. I know, but we'll have a makeup show. Most likely on Saturday. Might be Sunday on Easter, but we'll never know. We'll make it up, though. Because the world is a crazy place and we have to review the world together, y'all. Hopefully everybody had a good day. It is Wednesday, April 1st, the beginning of the month, April Fool's Day. And it's time to get into a lot of crazy stuff. We got a lot of things to talk about. We might do 4, we might go up to 5 topics today just because, there's a little shorter topics, but we'll see what we can do and see where the time takes us. Because I like to get this show done in about an hour and consolidate it all so we can figure out what we got to review for today. But remember, just a little housekeeping first. The best way to show your support for this channel is just to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell so you can be up to date on all the videos, because we drop every single day. Majority of every single day. I try to drop every single day. But if you ever got any suggestions for me, please leave a comment. If you ever disagree with anything I say, please let me know. Let's have a discussion about it. That's what's wrong in the world now. We got too many people who don't want to talk about this type of stuff. But today I got 5 topics set up that we will most likely get to, but we'll see how the time runs us. The first topic we're going to jump into today is we got to get over into Texas. Looks like there was a shooting at a school in Texas Monday, I believe. And it looks like a student came, used a revolver, tried to kill his teacher before turning the gun on himself. We're going to get over into that. We got a few videos to look at, and then we'll get over into the AI breakdown, of course, just to see what else we can find out. But let's jump into it.
And tonight we're following through on our push to learn more about the student who investigators say shot a teacher, then killed himself. Thank you for joining us. I'm Dylan Collier. That shooting happened before class began yesterday at Hill Country Preparatory High School near Bulverde. KSAT Investigates Danielle Ibarra has been covering violence against educators for years. She spoke with the Comal County Sheriff this afternoon about what we've learned so far.
Sheriff Mark Reynolds told us that teacher is alive and conscious. We did ask him to identify who that teacher is, but he says that information is going to have to come from Comal ISD. We have reached out to the district, but haven't heard back yet on that. The sheriff told us that there was no school resource officer at the Hill Country Preparatory High School when the shooting happened. He says that would have been a Bulverde police officer, and we're making calls and requests to find out why they weren't there. The sheriff says multiple people were in the classroom when this shooting happened, including some students and 2 teachers, including that teacher who was shot. He says investigators learned the student, who has not been identified, brought the gun to school from home. It was a .357 revolver. Investigators are still trying to figure out why that 15-year-old did this. They did note that the student had academic challenges, including failing classes. Yesterday, our crew saw Comal County deputies outside of a Spring Branch home, and the sheriff confirmed that is connected to this investigation, but he didn't give many details. We also asked about.
Now, I would like to say a 15-year-old shooting up a school, basically, or shooting at his teacher because he's failing classes. I would like to believe there's something deeper into that. Hopefully there's just not students out there who are so pressed or so upset about failing classes, which, yes, failing classes is something that the parents need to talk to them about. But to go and shoot up a school, that seems extra. But I might be wrong. Let's keep going into
what they've been able to learn from the evidence they've been able to collect so far.
As we put this picture together, we'll be able to share more information. In other words, was it something long planned out? Was it spur of the moment? Just so that we can respond appropriately to the questions.
Comal ISD superintendent released a video asking everyone to wear blue in support of that teacher. He said the district would be open about addressing safety concerns, but he didn't explain how the district would do that. I emailed the district and school board members to ask about safety plans moving forward, but I haven't heard back. Comal ISD is offering resources to students who might have trouble processing this. You can find those by scanning the QR code on your screen. In Comal County, I'm Danielle Ibarra.
Now, we got to remember that this student did end up ultimately taking his own life. So just to think that it's just about him failing classes, no, he has something deeper going on with him. He was most likely suffering from depression, but we'll have to wait for more information to come out about that. They got to look through all his phones, his computer, his internet research. But let's keep going into this. We got a few more videos to look at.
More than 24 hours after the shooting, the scene is much somber, marked by this memorial left at one of the school's entrances.
There was an initial interview conducted yesterday, so you have 2 family members that were interviewed pretty thoroughly, I think, by the Rangers. And from what I heard this morning during the debrief, they have been very cooperative.
Comal County Sheriff Mark Reynolds says the 2 family members interviewed were the boy's grandfather and father. Investigators confirmed the 15-year-old student used a .357 caliber revolver, which was brought to campus from his home, but did not disclose who the gun belongs to. But charges could be a possibility.
We'll most certainly, keep the district attorney's office involved.
They have to determine if the gun was stored properly. That's the main thing. If this child was given access too easily to the gun, that's what they're going to charge somebody with.
Teacher who was shot is still in the hospital. Their identity has not been released. The motive is still under investigation. However, it is believed the student may have been experiencing academic challenges, including failing several classes.
We've gotten that much from some of the faculty at the school, that there may have been some academic challenges going on, and that may be, but that's going to be part of the investigation.
Detectives have executed a search warrant at the student's home where several electronic devices were seized. These items are currently undergoing forensic examination.
I'm sure yesterday was also traumatic for the shooter's parents. So it's a lot to absorb and take in, but we want to make sure what we're collecting evidentiary-wise is for our case, but we owe it to the victim to make sure that we're thorough as well.
The Comal County Sheriff's Office says out of respect for the teacher and her family, they will not be releasing her identity at this time.
Okay, so it is a female teacher. See, this is the first time we're hearing that's a female teacher. Let's go over to one more video just to finish it up.
There are new details regarding the shooting that happened Monday morning at a high school near San Antonio that injured a teacher and resulted in the death of a 15-year-old student. Taylor Wartnaby has more.
New details and questions emerging on Monday's shooting at the Hill Country College Preparatory High School. Comal County Sheriff Mark Reynolds sharing new details about the investigation. He revealed a school resource officer was not on campus at the time of the shooting.
And on that particular campus, it was the Bulverde Police Department that has an agreement to provide the school resource officers to that particular school, but they were not on campus at the time.
News 4 reached out to the Bulverde Police for comment and were waiting for a reply.
Now, first things first, would that have even done anything? It's not like they have metal detectors. It's not like they can sense the gun. I'm assuming he just came into the classroom, pulled the gun, tried to shoot at the teacher, and ultimately tried to turn the gun on himself. Maybe the officer would have got there in time to stop him from killing himself, which would have been great, but he could have already killed the teacher. So I guess stopping him from killing himself ultimately would have been amazing. Hopefully they could get some help for him, or simply take him he had to go to jail because he tried to kill somebody. But let's keep going.
How the student got to school with the gun revealed to be a .357 revolver the 15-year-old boy obtained from his home. Now this remains under investigation. The sheriff said the boy arrived at school early, with the shooting taking place on the second floor in a classroom, with most of the student body in the cafeteria.
The particular gun is a .357 revolver. Of course, that's been collected. We know that it came from the residence where he lives. Belongs to a family member that lives on location there at the residence.
So you said the gun belonged to someone who lived at the home. Could that person face any consequences due to the shooter gaining access to that gun?
Anytime there's an unsecured gun that is left where a child or another individual could get it, could face charges.
Investigators are working to determine a motive, including whether this was targeted and if it was planned for a while.
He may have had some academic challenges at this particular school, but we did retrieve some electronic evidence.
Meanwhile, the teacher who was shot remains hospitalized. No official confirmation has been released by authorities, but the sheriff did provide an update on her condition and recovery.
Her ability to communicate is presently it's like squeezing of hands, so she knows people are with her, she knows people are thinking of her.
Oh, they really shot her. This is a awful, terrible situation. Let's go over into the AI breakdown just to get a little bit more information about that. But they said they don't know if this was targeted or anything like that, but it seems pretty targeted to me just for the fact that he showed up there early. He knew when to go to see the victim. I'm assuming the teacher was one of his teachers. So he went there when she was alone to single her out. And then he ultimately pulled the gun on himself. He had a person he wanted to aim at. That seems pretty obvious to me, but they got to go through their investigation. Let's keep going into this. Let's get over into the AI breakdown just to see if we find any more details or any information we didn't understand before. So it happened at the Hills County College Preparatory High School. It was a 15-year-old student. The incident happened around before 8:30 a.m. with a female teacher was shot and remains hospitalized. He used a .357 revolver. The small campus has around 250 students and was placed on lockdown, and the students were later evacuated to a nearby middle school to reunite with their families. Classes were canceled the remainder of the week. Early investigations by the sheriff's office suggested the student was struggling academically. They seized electronic devices, and the Texas Rangers are assisting local law enforcement. So that's all the information we have right now on the whole situation. There has to be, well, maybe it's just me, but I want there to be something deeper. I don't want it to just be that the kid was struggling with school and he decided to kill himself. No, come on now. Kill his teacher and then kill himself. I would hope that there would be signs to this. Signs that the parents could have noticed. Not that this just sprung out of nowhere. At the end of the day, this just shows that we need to talk to our kids better, talk to our kids more, and be present in our kids' lives. That is what responsible parents should do. This is a crazy situation. We will keep up with it to see if any charges come from the family members, or most likely the father and the grandfather who was interviewed. But we'll have to wait and see. And then it sounds like she is doing as best as she can, the teacher who was shot. Hopefully she pulls through and makes a full recovery. But let's pivot over into the second topic we're going to be discussing today. We're going to get over into, we got to go to New York, where it seems inside of an apartment or house, I think it was, 25 pipe bombs was found. And it looks like the neighbors were very scared, which I'm not surprised. But let's get over into it. We got a few videos to look at, and then we'll go over into the AI breakdown, of course. But let's jump into it and see what our thoughts are.
The FBI is in White Plains after police found an apparent explosive device near an apartment building. And right now, part of the neighborhood is still blocked off. Naveen Dhaliwal is live at the scene with the latest for us. Naveen?
Yeah, Christine, it's been over 12 hours since this whole ordeal started, and a part of Ordell Avenue is still closed off at this hour. Now, this apartment building where this apparent device was found is about a block from where I am standing right now. Now, that building is located at 11 Ordell Avenue, and it's been the focus of police activity throughout the morning and throughout the day, with the FBI and the ATF here now involved. Officials say this all started around 4:30 this morning, when a call came in about a possible electric transformer explosion. But investigators quickly realized that was not the case. Rather, they say, they found what they're calling a suspicious device, and neighbors saw damage to the ground near the building. The FBI, ATF agents have collected a lot of evidence here from that apartment inside of 11 Ordell, and two, quote, people of interest are being interviewed. Now, access to the block was restricted all day, and some residents sheltered in place. One neighbor says he heard an explosion early this morning. Take a listen.
I'm a vet. Just these explosions in the middle of the night, got me waking up. The concern just only because of the whole situation.
I heard M80s before. I heard them all go off before around how the last night it felt different. It felt louder, more powerful, and it definitely wakes you out of this sleep.
Yeah, some scary moments from residents woken up this morning. Now, White Plains police say one device that sources say was definitely dangerous was rendered safe by the Westchester County Bomb Squad. They say the device was not overly sophisticated and it could not be detonated remotely. Again, the street closed off at this hour. The FBI ATF is still here as they try to figure out what these devices were, why this person or these people had them. A lot more questions to be answered at this hour.
What were they planning? That's the main thing they want to know. What were these people planning? Let's get over into this next video.
Right now at 5, neighbors say they've heard that boom before. The man under investigation for making and using bombs, which led to a street shutting down yesterday. And you won't believe how many police say they found in his home. Good evening. I'm Christine Johnson.
Welcome back. I'm Jessica Moore. A White Plains man is accused of using a weapon of mass destruction after that explosive incident that we first told you about yesterday.
A federal prosecutor says investigators found 25 pipe bombs inside his apartment. Tony Aiello was in federal court as the charges were announced.
In a courtroom at the White Plains Federal Building, a prosecutor said it was, quote, a miracle 65-year-old Raymond Elders didn't injure or kill someone. Quote, his behavior was dangerous, flagrant, and reckless.
I come back. FBI and the bomb squad is out outside of our house.
About 4-ish in the morning, it was a boom.
Residents on Odell Avenue say they've heard frequent small explosions in the area, but 2 big ones on Monday brought White Plains Police, the FBI, and ATF. They searched.
So they were just used to this. They're used to hearing explosions in their neighborhood.
Elders' apartment at 11 Odell Avenue. Prosecutors say they found supplies to make explosives and 25 complete pipe bombs. When White Plains police took Elders into custody, the feds say he had black and blue residue on his hands and was holding a lighter. The prosecution also says this March 18th surveillance video shows Elders light a device, throw it, and walk back home before it explodes.
We just want to be safe where we live, and in this day and age with all this terrorists, who knows?
Residents are relieved and anxious for a quiet sense of normalcy to return to their street.
I think the city should kind of rethink, how much security we have in this kind of neighborhoods and do something about it.
Elders faces a total of 5 counts, including 2 for possessing explosives after a felony conviction. His lawyer says he has a history of drug and alcohol addiction. The prosecutor called his alleged actions the height of recklessness. The judge ordered he be held in federal custody.
Yeah. He cannot be released on bond. It's as simple as that. I don't see any other option besides that. Let's go over into the AI breakdown just to get a little bit more information on this whole situation. So on March 30th, authorities discovered 25 pipe bombs at 11 Odell Avenue. Early Monday morning, following reports of the residents who heard a loud boom for several weeks. Upon arrival, the officers noted acid or a burning odor and found pipe bombs on the front steps of the building. 65-year-old Raymond Elders was taken into custody at the time of his arrest. He was reportedly had bluish black chemical residue on his hand and was holding a lighter. He's lucky they didn't shoot him. But federal search warrant of Elders' apartment uncovered 25 complete improv explosive devices, PCP piping, fuses, and a bag of commercial grade sulfur. So the charges that he's getting: use of weapons of mass destruction, unlawful manufacturing, and possession of destructive devices, possession of explosive by a convicted felon following a 2016 DWI conviction. During his initial court appearance on March 31st, a judge ordered him remain in custody, citing him a potential flight risk. What was he planning? What was he planning? And I'm still trying to figure out, what do you mean that the residents said that they've been hearing this for weeks? Did no one call the police before, or are we just minding our business? Hearing bombs go off multiple times, I mean, you might think it's fireworks, but some of those people sounded like they knew it was something more. They just minded their business. He could have done a lot of damage with those 25, and he had more supplies to make more. He was ready to fight something. He was ready to end someone, cause a lot of damage. But who was he targeting? I would like the police to go through his internet history and all that good stuff. He was an older gentleman, so he might have not had any crazy internet history, just not using a computer and all. But there needs to be. He's making these for a reason. No one just makes bombs for no reason, just to have them and to play with them. No. We are not in that type of place. He was targeting somebody. He wanted to target somebody. And luckily, he was testing them out. But we have to figure out who he wanted to target and who else could be working with him. Or, well, might not work with him, but who else could be targeting the same type of people? But let me know your thoughts on that situation, y'all. Let me know how you feel about it. How much time you think he should get for this? He didn't care about who lived. He just throwing bombs out on the street. What if some random person would have walked up out of nowhere? Boom. Let me know your thoughts on that situation, y'all. We're going to pivot now into our third topic we're going to. And this is the reason I will never fly Frontier or Spirit. Simple as that. I'm not trying to. Yes, stuff happens on different airliners, but it's always those two where something is happening. We got 3 women who have been arrested for having some kind of fight because of their dispute of baggage fees. Which, how can you dispute it? If it's over a certain amount of pounds, you pay extra. If you have more than one bag, you pay extra. It's listed clearly. So what is there to argue about? But some people don't want to pay that fee. Let's get over into these videos and see what we find out. And then, of course, we'll go over to the AI breakdown just to get a little bit more information on this whole case. But let's jump into it and see what our thoughts are.
Trouble at the terminal ends with 3 women in handcuffs. And tonight, police say it all started over baggage fees moments before a Philadelphia-bound Frontier flight. Deputies say the trio forced their way onto the plane, and when law enforcement told them to get off the plane, they refused. CBS News Miami's Anna McAllister is your reporter live at Miami International Airport.
What do you mean they forced their way on?
Where the outbursts happened. Anna?
Lauren, just imagine this. You just boarded your flight, you're waiting to take off, but then 3 people on your flight, they get into it with deputies and the flight staff, and then everyone is forced to deplane, including yourself. That's what happened over the weekend when this Frontier flight was heading to Philadelphia, and these 3 women, they got into it with not only law enforcement, but the staff there. Check out this cell phone video of the moment that these 3 women had to deboard the plane in handcuffs. Check this out.
Yeah, you look good. You're not going to do nothing. Enjoy prison, baby.
This happened last night at MIA after 26-year-old Devonna Cochran, 21-year-old Diajana Cochran, and 30-year-old Nafisa Dockery refused to get off their Frontier flight. Now, according to the arrest reports, it all started after
she just started throwing her.
After a Frontier worker told them they would have to pay for their baggage. Investigators say that they refused and then got into an argument with the employee. After the employee told them that they would not be allowed on the plane unless they paid for their baggage, they stormed onto the plane. Deputies were called, they went onto the plane, and they told the 3 of them that they had to get off. Well, the arrest report states that the deputies, they asked them multiple times, but they refused. Law enforcement was then forced to have the entire plane evacuate in order to arrest this trio. And during the struggle, deputies say that Dockery spit on a woman. And we showed Frontier passengers the video of the women being escorted off the plane. Here's the reaction.
It's really crazy. Like, it's disturbing, because why are you acting like this towards the workers? I mean, you know the rules and regulations. When you read the flight, they give you all the information, the rules. You know you're supposed to pay for baggage. Why act like this? That's insane.
No home training. Well, that's how it feels to me. He's 100% right. You know what happens. Your Frontier, you got to pay for your baggage. There are certain times, it says it when you're buying your ticket, how much baggage will cost, how many bags you get checked in for free, if you get any checked in free at all. It's obvious. But they didn't want to spend the money. Maybe they didn't have the money. But what are you doing causing a scene? We are grown adults. Let's keep going.
The group is charged with battery, trespassing after a warning, and resisting an officer. They're expected to appear in bond court tomorrow, and we did reach out to Frontier and MIA for their statements, and we're waiting to hear back. But for now, reporting live from MIA, Anna McAllister.
Now, it's always these. There's always either Spirit or Frontier that causes problems like this. Maybe because some people say it's cheaper. Some people say the less you pay for it, the less respect you have when you're there. That's why when people spend a crazy amount of money, they usually act pretty right. At least that's my understanding. At least that's what I think. But let me know your thoughts. Let's get over into one more video about this.
Now at 7, an outburst at the airport ends with 3 women in jail. Deputies say they were forced to leave a Frontier flight heading to Philadelphia last night after refusing to pay for their carry-on luggage. CBS News' my name is Anna McAllister, is your reporter live at MIA tonight where that outburst happened. Anna, fill us in.
So Jim, just imagine this. You get on a plane, everybody's sitting down, you're preparing to take off, but then deputies come on, they tell you, you and everybody else on the plane has to get off because of 3 people. They were allegedly arguing with the deputies and the flight staff. That's when things escalated. The deputies apparently told them multiple times that they had to get off. They were refusing to do so. Then the whole plane had to deboard, and cell phone video captures the moments when these 3 women walked off of the plane in handcuffs.
See, they're doing all this. They're doing all this. And when we deport, they're just going to force you off anyway. And now you got to get dragged around? What are we doing? Come on now. I'm not trying to waste my time. We got a schedule to keep. Now it's going to take longer to get there. And you went through all this for what? You're still going to have to get off the plane. They're just going to force you and you might get hurt. Let's keep going.
Check this out.
Yeah, you look good. We're not going to do nothing. Enjoy prison, baby.
This happened last night at MIA after 26-year-old Devonna Cochran, 21-year-old Deajana Cochran, and 30-year-old Nafisa Dockery refused to get off of their Frontier flight. According to the arrest reports, it all started after a Frontier worker told them they would have to pay for their baggage. Investigators say they refused and then got into an argument with the employee. After the employee told them that they wouldn't be allowed on the plane unless they paid for the baggage, they stormed onto the plane. Deputies were called, went onto the plane, and told them that they had to get off. The arrest report states that deputies asked them to get off multiple times and they refused. Law enforcement was then forced to have the entire plane evacuate in order to arrest them. During the struggle, deputies say that Dockery spit on a woman, and we showed Frontier passengers the video of the women being escorted off the plane.
It makes me feel a little sad, like we should have a little more decorum, you know, 'cause it's a public place and flying already is a little nerve-wracking for some people, so it's like, you know, it's a good thing to be composed.
The group is charged with battery, trespassing after warning, and resisting an officer. They're expected to appear in bond court tomorrow. We did reach out to MIA and Frontier, and we're still waiting to hear back. But for now, reporting live from MIA.
Take them to jail. At the end of the day, take them to jail. They know better. They know how they're supposed to act, but they still choose not to. Take them to jail. Let's go over to the AI breakdown just to get a little bit more information to see if they tell us anything differently. So the conflict happened between, it's crazy. It doesn't matter the age, y'all. It does not matter the age. We got Nafita, 30, Devana, 26, and Deajana, 21. Looks like 2 family members and another one attempted to board the Philadelphia-bound flight with excess luggage, bypassing the gate's agent's instructions. The woman rushed past the agents into the restricted area, later refusing to leave the aircraft even after their tickets were voided, forcing a full plane evacuation. During the removal, one passenger allegedly spit on an employee, and the group physically resisted arrest. The incident caused a 1-hour delay. So they're following their booking at the Night Correction Center. The individuals face charges including trespassing, resisting an officer, with additional charges reported for one individual. Most likely the spitting. Was it worth it? At the end of the day, was it worth it doing this? If you would have just got up, or first of all, if you pay attention to what you're doing and don't have enough money, if you don't got enough money, just say that. I don't know what you could have done, but you shouldn't have been on the flight. And then you can't get mad when the rules clearly stated. It clearly states in the rules you got to pay for it. You don't get a free baggage check. You don't get too much. If you have too much luggage, they're going to tell you to pay for the extra. Everyone knows that when they come to the airport. It's assumed that, well, it should be assumed that somebody would understand when the flight attendant or the person checking your ticket and checking your bags in explains that you got to pay some money. But these people decided they ain't going to pay it and they're going to just rush the plane. What do you think is going to happen? You think they're just going to let you go by? You think they're just going to all right, well, they made it on, so they're safe. No, you got to get off. If you don't get off by yourself, we're going to force you off. It's as simple as that. The entitlement. And the woman was like, yes, please record. Record. Thank you, friend. Yeah, I'm recording to show how stupid you look. This is something you caused. Because you didn't understand you had to pay for extra baggage. The world is a crazy place, y'all. Let me know your thoughts and let me know if you disagree with anything I said. Remember, y'all, the best way to show your support is just hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell so you can be up to date on all the videos, y'all. Jesus. We're going to go over to the next video. This is the fourth topic we're going to go over into. We got plenty of time, so we're most likely going to do that fifth topic I was discussing. But the fourth topic for today is maybe we got the ultimate, some people might call him a simp. We got to call it how it is. The ultimate down bad. How will you say it? But we got a man who ends up allegedly is pressured to kill his girlfriend's, the children's father. I don't know what is happening here, but it looks like the woman is also being arrested. Because why? Because she pressured him. And it was her idea in the first place. But let's get over into it and see what our thoughts are. How does a man, a grown man, unless situations require you to defend yourself, what are you doing trying to kill your girlfriend's baby daddy because she said so? Let's get into it, y'all, and see what our thoughts are. Crazy.
Authorities have now charged a second person in an apparent domestic dispute where the killer shot down another man execution style. According to arrest documents, the second person charged was the victim's former lover who ordered his killing. David Hamilton reports.
This picture of victim Anthony Wesley Jr. shows his love of family.
He was a great guy. Like I said, everyone loved him. It was nothing. It's not too much bad to say because you know how you say, you pray for a certain type of man and you finally get it. That's what it was.
East Baton Rouge sheriff investigators arrested Riddick Franklin for shooting Wesley in the back on March 29th at the Jefferson Lakes Apartments. Then documents say Franklin stood over Wesley and fired several more times. For Harris, she says she'll never forget witnessing that scene.
Well, it happened in front of mine, our apartment. So, I was shocked. I'm traumatized. I still see the image, everything.
Investigators now allege that the shooter, Franklin, was romantically involved with Hope Jackson, the mother of victim Wesley's children, who they've now charged with second-degree murder as well. Court records show Wesley and Jackson were in the middle of a custody dispute. As part of that dispute, court was scheduled for next month. According to the affidavit now charging Jackson with second-degree murder, Jackson told Franklin multiple times she wanted Wesley killed because of a dispute involving child support. The affidavit alleges Jackson told Franklin, quote, "I want him OV." Authorities say OV is street slang for eliminating or killing someone.
It's shocking because, these are your kids' father. And why would you want to put your kids through that?
In this day and age, it just goes to show you that some women don't give a damn about who their child father is. They don't give a damn if their child grows up without a father. They think they can do the job by themselves just fine. And that is the world we're living in, y'all. A world where some people believe that a two-parent household is not needed. Wow. All over some child support? All this over some child support. You kill your baby father? And then you let this other man who for some reason agreed to go along with it do it for you? Let's keep going into this, y'all.
Harris mourns not only Wesley's death, but that this dispute escalated to such violence.
And Anthony could have talked it over and maybe, came to a conclusion or whatever it was that they had going on with the kids. Like, it didn't have to come to this. He didn't have to lose his life.
In addition to second-degree murder, the accused gunman, Franklin, faces charges of illegal use of a firearm, possession of a firearm, and obstruction of justice. Hope Jackson was booked in jail facing second-degree murder charges.
This guy basically said you need to...
Wow. Absolutely tragic. Let's go over to the AI breakdown and just see what else we can find out. Have some backbone. That's at least. Let's get into it, though. So, in March 2026, Franklin, 32, was arrested and charged with the second-degree murder of the shooting of Anthony Wesley Jr., 30, the father of his girlfriend's children. The incident happened on Sunday morning, March 22nd. He allegedly waited in a white truck for hours at the Jefferson Lake Apartments on the Airline Highway. He shot Wesley multiple times on the sidewalk outside of his apartment around 5:45 a.m. The killing stemmed from a bitter legal fight over custody, parental, and child support for Wesley and Jackson's son and daughter. His ex-girlfriend was arrested on March 26th and was charged as a principal to second-degree murder. Investigators found text messages from Jackson to Franklin where she allegedly, "I want him OV," street slang for over or killing someone. She reportedly pressed Franklin to act before an upcoming court date, telling him the window of opportunity was closing. Oh yeah, she a demon. He had a child with a demon. Franklin was charged with second-degree murder, illegal use of a weapon, possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, and obstruction of justice. Hope was charged with principal to second degree. Both suspects are held without bond. So, like they said, they linked it because of the text messages. Phone records show that Franklin and Jackson were in near constant contact during the hours leading up to and immediately following the shooting. At 3:06, Franklin was allegedly waiting at the victim's apartment. He texted Jackson, "Not here." She replied, "Like yet," or as in at all. They spoke for 21 minutes on the phone. After that text, Franklin called Jackson again just 10 minutes after 5:40 a.m. shooting and spoke to her for 25 minutes. Jackson reportedly messaged Franklin that the window of opportunity was closing. Statement from the shooter. So he provided significant information to the East Baton Rouge Sheriff's Office Franklin told investigators that Jackson had been increasing pressure on him to kill Wesley because she was frustrated on the ongoing child support and custody disputes. Franklin recounted a conversation from the days before the murder where Jackson allegedly told him, "I ain't gonna tell on you. You ain't gonna tell on me. So we straight." So we straight. Yeah, that's how she said. So we straight. Come on, bro. Why are you in bed with someone who wants you to kill their baby daddy? And over child support and custody, not like he beating on her, not like something like he's a constant abuser, sexually assaulting the kid. No, it's because of child support that she wanted this man over with. And you decide to do it for her? You a bum. It's as simple as that. You a bum. It's a crazy world we live in, y'all. We got a world where women can talk men into do anything. To do anything. But let me know your thoughts on this situation. Let me know how you feel about it. How much time do they think they need? They both need the same amount of charges because they both, even though he pulled the trigger, she wanted it done. So I'm fine with both of them going down for the same amount of charges. Life. Simple as that. But let me know your thoughts on that situation, y'all. Let me know how you feel about it. We're going to pivot over into another topic since we got a little time left. Yes, we got enough time left. We're going to go over to is that last scene that y'all saw where it looks like we got a crazy body cam footage where a 12-year-old ends up jumping out of a stranger's car. And the truck was going the truck was going 40 miles per hour. Come on now. What does it sound like? He was sounding like he was trying to kidnap the kid, and the kid decided to jump out the car, even though it was going 40 miles an hour. Let's go over into this video and see what our thoughts are.
This guy basically said, "You need to ride home," and then he goes, "If you don't get in the car, there's something bad's gonna happen to you."
Where is the guy? He jumped out of your car, man. He fell out of that truck real bad. I couldn't believe what I was watching.
Yeah, I'm not acting like you're tough as. Come on.
How fast was the truck going?
35, 40 miles per hour.
Why are you acting extra ghetto?
Send up D here. He's got a huge gash to his head.
That's not a murderer.
When a 12-year-old boy leaps out of a moving truck in the middle of the highway, Good Samaritans intervene, boxing the driver in before he can get away. Police arrive to find a chaotic scene, a victim whose version of events is changing, and a hostile suspect with plenty to say.
Hey, all right, well then let him go home. Let him go home! If you can't talk to me, you can't talk to nobody.
The following report is based on official.
So just from that little blurb, it sounds like he's either heavily intoxicated or on some kind of drug.
Police records, and the footage has never been seen before until now. On August 21st, 2019, witnesses in Boynton Beach, Florida, called the police with a shocking report. A pickup truck was driving erratically down the highway when a young boy suddenly jumped out of the passenger seat and into the road.
Send up D here. He's got a huge gash to his head. What's going on, buddy? What happened?
I was walking and he came by and told me to get in.
Who is he?
A white dude.
Do you know the guy?
No.
Did you guys witness this?
Yeah.
What happened?
I was heading west.
Did you jump out of the car?
Yeah. He told me he was going to drive me home, and I did, and he was going to do something, but I don't really remember what he was saying.
And he fell out of that truck real bad. You know what? He was sliding on the.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe what I was watching.
We got the fire department coming to check you out, all right? How old are you?
12.
While these witnesses stayed behind with the kid, two others chased the truck, finally blocking it in about a mile to the south. They detained the driver, who they will later describe as, quote, extremely inebriated.
All right. Stop.
He's shot. He's resisting.
I'm not resisting.
Then get on the ground. Face down. Face down. Can't like that. Can't like that. Get your arm out. The kid, he's in the floor, sir. Where's he at? What's with the kid? What's with the kid? What's with him now? I don't know. I had to chase this one down.
So he picked you up where near Freedom Shores?
Yeah, I just got off the bus.
Yes, who's the kid?
I'm not a kid.
Where is the kid? He jumped out of your car, man.
There's no kid that jumped out of my vehicle.
There is a car. There is a kid, my friend.
How fast was the truck going?
Maybe 35, 40 miles per hour. If he was really going that fast, he would have probably been worse.
Oh, he'd have been worse.
I believe only 2 people stopped. The truck, it was just like this, the traffic like this. And I'm surprised the kid did not get ran over.
Welcome to society nowadays. People just
crazy part is that much.
God, a few people did.
Indeed, one of the witnesses who intervened now appears ready to lead the investigation.
This guy, he's on something.
If it's in regards to...
Where is the little kid with the red hoodie?
Okay.
Where you got him from?
I remember a young kid hopping in my vehicle and then hopping out.
Where you picked him up from?
Honestly, I didn't pick him up for any other reason. He's the one that hopped in and hopped right out. And honestly with you, bro...
He jumped out of the car and he got hurt, buddy.
And honestly, bro, I'm not that type of guy, so...
You seem like that type of guy. This man seems like a pedophile. We gotta call it how it is.
If he hopped in and hopped in...
He jumped out of your car, dude.
Is that
he
your
got
fault?
hurt. That's his fault.
Then I know he's okay then, because...
He's not okay. He was on the floor laying down, man. That's up, man.
No. What I'm saying is, I've been up for a long time.
The man, identified as Timothy Miller, gives the police no reason to doubt that statement.
Where are we going?
Not yet.
I didn't do anything to nobody. I didn't touch nobody. Those are the cars my ride, bro. I don't understand why everybody's tripping like I did some extra.
32. I'm getting off the high bar. They're going to get for West 95.
Timothy is detained in the back of a squad car, at least as long as they can keep him there.
Hey.
Let me get a breath. God damn it.
Stay in the car. Get in the car.
I'm in the car.
Get in the car. Put your leg in the car. Put your leg in the car.
All right. Can you at least give me a breath?
You got enough breaths back here. The AC is going for you.
Why are you acting extra ghetto?
So basically pulled up next to his kid, told his kid to get in the car. If you don't get in the car, something bad's gonna happen to you.
Okay.
So the kid gets in the car and the kid jumps out.
Okay.
So basically it's an attempted kidnapping.
But at the other scene, the police are beginning to notice discrepancies.
So what happened? I was walking and he came by and got me from by the apartment by Freedom Shores. He said he was gonna pick me up.
What do you mean he got you? He just asked me on the ride and you hopped in?
Yeah, he said if I didn't, he would do something I didn't remember.
Okay, now listen, man. Be sure you're real honest with me. Because the chances are outstanding that we've got him too. And the reason I'm asking is because the story may or may not be exact. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So talk to me. If you're going to be straight with me, be 100%, please.
So he came by to me and said he wanted to ride home. I said, okay. But then I walked, because I didn't know him, so I walked.
Right.
And he said, come in the car. Then I said, okay. Then after that, he was driving perfectly fine. But when he got right here, he was like swerving and stuff and trying. So I knew there was something wrong with him. So I opened the door and jumped out.
So you opened the door and jumped out?
Yeah. Then he started speeding that way.
Can I tell you something? Would you believe that we got a complete different story? This is the second story that you've told. You see what I'm saying, partner? That's why I said, please be 100% honest. This could be the difference between someone's life or you may be locking somebody up for a long time.
Until we figure out what the hell's going on, he's just being detained.
As the officers prepare to transport Timothy for questioning, he begins airing his grievances.
Listen, man. No have much. Espanol. You ain't even from this country and you trying to hold it down like you're. You know how many of you I let go of dick. God damn, that's up that you would even play that.
It has to be hard to be an officer and hearing that, man. You just got to let it go in one ear and out the other, boy, because he is talking crazy.
Those my cuffs on him. Hang on to him. Some of my desk need to do.
You, well, I don't even do nothing, and I still get the weight ratio when I go in here.
Going where?
Going to where you're bringing me. What you mean?
Going to the Boynton Beach Police Department.
Yeah.
You've been there before?
No, actually. All I know is I don't with.
Meanwhile, officers discuss the way the 12-year-old's story has evolved.
This guy basically said, you need to ride home. And then he goes, if you don't get in the car, something bad's going to happen to you. That's what he originally told me.
Yeah, no. The second time around, he said the guy came by and said, hey, I'll give you a ride. So he gets in the car. Then he says the guy's driving perfectly fine. Then the guy started swerving. He goes, I thought something was wrong when the guy started swerving. So I opened the door and I jumped out.
With doubts forming, they talk to the boy once again.
What was he saying to you when this is happening?
He said, do you have any drugs? Kids your age don't do drugs. So I'll just go for drugs.
What I'm saying to you is that there's nothing against America going on right now. The only problem that I have, if you guys even care about like this, is that I have a drug problem.
Okay.
So he invited you in the truck?
Yes.
To give you a ride home? And you said yes? Yes?
Yes.
Why? Come on now. What? He's 12 years old? Did your parents never teach you anything?
You were okay with that?
Yeah, after that,
Okay.
Then he seems a little off.
All right.
I'm not doing anything specific, so hopefully that'll be towards the benefit of my part.
Question. If he agrees to go with him, is that kidnapping? I'm not sure about that. I have to look that up. Let's keep going.
Is that I do like Donald Trump.
Meanwhile, the officers continue to find inconsistencies in the 12-year-old's account.
Then he wouldn't stop and he kept going faster and faster. So I opened the door.
Yeah, but before you opened the door, did you ask him to stop? Did you ask him you want to get out of the truck?
Got the truck.
You asked him or you told, like, what tell me what happened?
I told him, let me get the truck, so she was like...
With your right hand, hold that.
So we need to know if you asked to get out, if you...
I didn't actually get out.
You just jumped out?
Yes.
As officers try to pin down the details of what happened, Timothy's mood in the back of the car begins to worsen.
Yeah, I'm not acting like you're tough as come on. Hey, listen, at least put your ear in there. Alright, well then let him go home. Let him go home then. Let him go home. Let him go home. You in your gloves. Come here. You're too scared, aren't you? That's the problem, is y'all too scared. That's the matter with you. Is that you're too scared. You guys want somebody to murder, huh? I'm not a murderer. At least know that. At least know. Hello? Can anybody at least hear my message?
The 12-year-old explains to officers that he made up the man's initial threat because he thought his parents would punish him if they knew he accepted a ride from a stranger. And now in handcuffs, that stranger is looking for a way out.
I can make you a whole month's worth if you just relax the out until I can get high one more time, because I know I'm going to jail regardless. And that one time they go to jail could cash you out.
The officer doesn't show any interest in Timothy's offer, which leads to another series of erratic outbursts.
Come on! If my mama ain't living, I ain't living. Yeah, I'm gonna call you a because you don't like it, because of what it conditions you. I don't give a about that, man. If you can't talk to me, you can't talk to nobody.
In an interview with detectives, the 12-year-old clarifies that while he may not have asked to get out of the truck, when he first tried to open the door, Timothy told him he wasn't allowed to leave, leaving the door open for serious charges. But first, investigators must get Timothy's side of the story.
All right, slide on out. We're going inside. We'll get those cuffs loose.
See, it's hard having a witness as a young child because it's hard to it's hard. They blur the truth with lies and stuff like that. They're not good witnesses, young kids. But this is a crazy situation. Let's keep going.
Me and you can be cool like
okay,
that.
Cool. All right, watch this way. No, turn around.
You guys don't scare the out of me at all. Cause I know exactly what you want.
Come on. Going over this door over here.
You ain't scared. I can promise you.
Not trying to scare you, man. Tim.
You ain't scared.
Not.
You ain't doing.
I'm not. Tim, why are you tensing up like that? Tim.
You're legit not knowing.
Relax.
You know that, right?
You gotta walk for me? I need you to walk, okay? Trying to get you in here to a nice air-conditioned chair.
You and your AC.
What is those cuffs
Straight
off?
up. You, because I got your people.
That's right.
And you trucked out because you don't even know what I got.
You're getting real tough on it, son.
I'm not getting tough on nobody.
Put one foot in front of the other.
Oh, private attorney.
Do that, Tim. Don't be stupid. Just sit down.
We're just gonna talk, man.
Relax.
But all I'm saying is that that's not that strong.
Okay, that's fine.
That's all I'm saying.
Okay, you got me, Tim.
Who's a man?
You got me.
You got me, buddy. Just relax.
I know all your brothers. That's the part. Is it, you know what? I'm not gonna say nothing to none of your brothers. Watch this. Watch how this unfolds.
Okay, we'll leave the door open.
Yeah, just hang. You can leave the door open and watch how much you're gonna appreciate.
Perhaps unsurprisingly, even reading Timothy's rights turns out to be a challenge.
Then you have the ball cuts and yeah.
I know what I
had to read to you anyways.
Saying
you have the right to remain silent, not answer any questions. You understand that, right?
Shut up.
Okay.
Once the detective manages to get through all of them, Tim agrees to talk.
I try to pull over, and I get pulled over.
How do you get pulled over?
I don't know. All I know is I get pulled over, and they say whatever.
Did the police pull you over, or some Spanish guy pulled you over?
Well, I believe the police and Spanish people pulled me over because they were ready to go, and I say, okay, whatever.
The police note that Timothy is emanating a strong odor of alcohol, which could help explain why his answers are not entirely coherent.
They say they saw you driving down Pine Bluffs Road when a kid jumped out of the car. Do you remember that?
I remember a young gentleman jumped out of my car after something, but not on the hypoglycemia.
Okay. Why did the kid get in your car?
I don't remember any kid getting in my car.
But you said you remember a kid jumping out of the car.
I remember nobody except for myself.
You gotta. It's no point in talking to him right now. You have to let him sober himself up. That's the only way you're gonna get answers, at least coherent answers. But let's keep going.
And I'm waiting for a job to happen. And then when it never happens, I hold on and continue.
Tim's answers border on unresponsive, but when the detectives ask if there was a sexual motive behind today's incident, he has a strong reaction.
Trust me, you guys are tripping out thinking about it.
Well, that's
way next level.
Well, what were your intentions? That's what I'm trying to get at.
Ain't no type of intention like that. What? You guys scare the out of me with that type of. Please, don't even put me with that type of. Holy.
Just trying to figure out because.
Now, it's a possibility that he was just a superly drunk dude driving, saw a kid on the street, asked him if he wanted a ride in a whole intoxicated manner. I don't think it might have not been anything sexual at all. There is that possibility. We have to look at that as well.
We have another side. We're just trying to hear your side of the story. That's
all right. So my side of the story is, whoa, man. Holy, please don't go there. You guys are thinking I'm some sort of serial killer? No, is that what's going on?
And how old did you think he was?
Maybe 14 or 16. I don't know. Holy. No, it's not like that.
What if I told you he was
okay, well, can you guys look at me? Yeah. Yeah, no. The only thing that I was trying to do at that moment was try to get my I pull over and he jumps in.
Didn't say anything though, like that.
I didn't have to. I mean, they know what time it is.
Gotcha.
I do it all the time. I'm just a regular from Clearwater, Florida.
Thanks, I appreciate
That got an issue with getting high, bro. Jesus Christ.
Timothy says
Okay, he might have thought he was a prostitute, which is crazy to think about. Does he pick up young prostitutes, or is he overly intoxicated and was confused? Either way, he needs to spend the night in jail to sober up.
he didn't smoke anything today, but after performing poorly on some field sobriety tests in the parking lot,
That's a lot of number to be yourself.
he earns a spot at the Palm Beach County Jail.
33, 34.
All right, this time you can place under arrest for suspicious of DUI. Do you understand?
Come on, man. Like, I just a so-called test. I'm not up.
26-year-old Timothy Miller pled guilty to 1 count of child abuse, 1 count of driving under the influence, 1 count of resisting an officer without violence, and 1 count of refusing to submit to a chemical or physical test. The most serious charge, kidnapping a child under 13, was dropped by prosecutors. He was sentenced to 5 years probation, but after a drug violation in 2021, the judge sentenced him to 18 months in state prison.
Tonight, an IT
Crazy situation, y'all. Yeah, I can see why they dropped the kidnapping charge, for the simple fact that the kid said himself, he offered him a ride. He jumped in, and then he just jumped out the car because he was scared, because he was swerving erratically. It doesn't seem like he said anything to make him say that he couldn't jump out the car. And the whole reason he started to lie in the beginning was because he was scared what his parents would say, which is something an obvious kid would do. At the end of the day, it just seems like a drunk kid, but I am a little curious about why he said the statement he said that he does this all the time. Is he talking about he picks up prostitutes all the time and that's what he did it for? Because if he did, that's a deeper issue that we got to talk about. But let me know your thoughts on that situation, y'all. Let me know how you feel about it. But that is the end of the show today, y'all. Talked about a lot of crazy things, 5 topics. But let me know if you disagree with anything I said on those topics. The world is a crazy place, and we have to review this world together, y'all. Let me know your thoughts. These videos will be broken down. But remember, y'all, the best way to show your support is just to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell so you can be up to date on all the videos. But that's it for now, y'all. Y'all already know I got to play that outro. Peace.